Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Boob Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Parrish, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
Diggity dank.
We'll get to that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of the Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And today we'll be covering. Finally, we got a brand new issue of Nightwing 82. And we'll be covering his classic appearance from The Flash, 81 through 83. From, what is that, 1993, I believe?
Yep, 93. September, October.
Mark Waid. Yes, we're going to get to that. Because, yes, Lilith and I had the chance to speak with Mr. Waid just 2 days ago. Well, out of this recording. If you're listening to us on the podcast, it's probably going up by now, so go check out Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. All right. So, yes, like I said, Lilith Hellfire and I got to talk to Mr. Mark Waid, ask him all the important questions on Monday night.
Hi, this is Mark Waid, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Podcast.
And...
yeah. Did you ask him about Diggity Dank?
I did ask him about Diggity Dank.
Diggity Dank.
And...
what did he say?
All right. What he said was... he couldn't remember.
Oh!
He said he doesn't think it sounds like something that would just come from his head. He said he must have got it from somewhere in pop culture, either a TV show or something. So,
all right.
So yeah, he thinks he just grabbed that from somewhere, but he can't remember where. Again,
Well,
it was like 30 years ago.
Let's just give him credit for it anyway. We'll say Dick Grayson invented it. Dick Grayson just popped it into Mark's head.
I mean, if you just knew like the amount of comic book knowledge this man has, I mean, he's basically written every character pretty much at Marvel and DC. So it's like,
oh, so it could be anyone.
Well, and he remembers. It seems like he was saying, it was funny because he said, he goes, I remember other people's work more than I remember my own work, which I thought was nice.
I can see that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes after you write stuff, you just kind of want to forget about it and move on with your life.
Other people probably read it a few times.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. All right. Well, we can ask. We'll get more when we get to these.
Yeah.
I guess we should probably do the new issue first, right?
Yeah. Let's do Nightwing 82. The Mystery of Melinda Zuko.
Okay.
Because most of this is basically her origin.
I know. Yeah, there's not.
And her mother.
There's not a ton to say. I guess I'll say, okay, first thing, I really liked, obviously, the beginning when he puts his mask back on and Oracle tells everybody to stand down, and it's like Donna and Corey and Cyborg and Raven and Gar were coming, and most importantly, Batman was on his way, and like Tim was already with. Exactly, Tim was already with Barbara, so that was good. You almost had a building full of very protective superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that, I was like, ah. But then my overarching thought was, okay, so obviously, I guess if you're going to write a story that's like, your parents have a secret child that, like, they come off looking really good. Like, obviously, John is, it just, like, further emphasizes that John Gordon is, or John
Grayson.
John Grayson, thank you, is a very nice guy. But I don't know, like the whole like I'm secretly your sister. I don't know. It feels overdone. I don't know. I'm like not totally here for it.
I know. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole story, it's like, yeah, that basically Tony Zuko's mail order bride, like, tries to get away from him, ends up at the Haley Circus, and they hide her. And I don't know if it's a one night stand or just a very quick relationship, but yes, John, I guess, sleeps with this woman before him and Mary got him and Mary know each other, but they're not, I guess, dating yet. They just work together. Maybe this is, oh my, I mean, are they trying to add too much to the backstory of his parents? I mean, now
that's kind of what it feels like, that it can't ever be. It's like both with Batman's origin and with Dick's, it starts out just a random crime happens, and it's like
they do that with
because like crime is the problem, that, and now they keep adding these layers to make stuff like really
it just
so layered and complicated. Like they're taking away both from Bruce and Dick of it being just this sort of like random unfortunate thing to, it wasn't just the mob is the problem. It's like this specific bad person is the problem and they were targeted and that kind of stuff.
I mean, it's the thing they do with modern comics, but it's like everyone always wants to leave their mark, I guess, on the origin. But I mean, yeah, now it's like, now he has this, Dick has this half sister, and his mother was with Raptor, right? Like back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, they dated for a while. I get, yeah, which I mean is fine. I mean, it's like not. I mean, I don't know, but you probably maybe don't talk. But like, there are plenty of people date. It's not like, I met this person and that was the only person I ever dated. It's not like I expect. It's not like I expect it to be like that. That nope, I never dated anyone before. And I do like that they continued, because of course before they did the Grey Son aspect, that it was strongly hinted that the Romani was on Dick's dad's side, but now they're saying it's on his mom's side, which is whatever, fine, so long as they get it, so long as they get it in there. But yeah, I don't know, it just feels unnecessary. And it kind of reminds me, that was one thing that I actually did like. Well, there were many things, but that very first Nightwing, the 4 issue that we did last year, that was his mini series where he first gets the costume before he got his ongoing, how he goes over to, what was it, Cravia or something?
Yeah,
maybe. And he's like, were my parents targeted? And it turns out like, no, that was just a thing that happened and they weren't killed for that. He solves a different problem, and it wasn't, my parents were killed as some part of a big conspiracy. It was, nope, my parents were killed by Tony Zuko. And I thought that was kind of cool, that it was like, hey, you thought that I was going to make it all this, extra complicated sort of origin. And instead, I didn't.
I mean, I just wonder if they're going to do that. Like, eventually it's going to get retconned, even if not by this writer, but then another writer. Because that always happens in, like, superhero comics. If they introduce, like, a relative or something who is supposed to be dead or not, someone you didn't know about, all of a sudden they'll just, like, bring this again, if it doesn't get retconned soon in the next couple of years, I'm sure it'll probably retcon,
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of hoping, I mean, it worked out as well as it could, because it's not like Dick's dad is secretly a dirtbag or anything like that. It just, and even though I don't think they've really done this with Dick's parents before, I don't know, it just feels overdone. Like, maybe it's because, they popped Damien up and it's like, nope, Bruce, secretly had this kid that he didn't know about, kind of thing. It's just, I don't know, it feels like this again.
Oh, I know. There's
And
your
it happens a lot in pop culture. So maybe if it's not, it's not like they've specifically been doing this with the Graysons before, but it just, I don't know.
But again, it's just like, these characters been around for like 80 some years. They are always like trying to reinvent the wheel and reinvent the origin. It's like, I don't know. I'm willing to give Tom Taylor a chance with this, but it's like, do we really need to keep tacking stuff onto the origin?
Yeah, exactly.
And then these damn every couple of years, every time the damn timeline gets changed, stuff gets thrown.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, John and Mary still look awesome. And so it's not like John is a bad guy. And I don't know. Yeah. It just feels, I don't know. It just feels like try maybe is the right. It just feels like it doesn't add anything to the story of Dick Grayson and just kind of makes it unnecessarily complicated. And I don't know, part of me thought that their both Dick and Bruce, it being a sort of, we were victims of random attacks, that weren't directly directed at us. I thought that there was a certain that kind of made sense that you would then become, I mean, as much sense as it makes to become a vigilante anyway, but that you would become a hero because you realize that you can just be whoever and, you might be attacked and be the victim of crime. And this is it's making like, no, now it's more targeted and it's not random.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems to take a little something away.
I like the randomness. It's like, the world's a dangerous place. Just random bad stuff can happen. And that's why it's a good thing. Like there's like a Batman and a Nightwing out there. Yeah. But I don't know. But then the woman's like, her mother's like, oh, she was going to come and, like introduce them to Melinda. But then she saw how happy they were with Dick. And then she's like, oh, and then your parents died. And then she's like, oh, did you have a happy life? So she didn't check in. She was going to say something to them when they were alive. But then when John and Mary both die, she doesn't go to check on Dick. I mean,
it seems weird.
Because she seemed to have no idea that he got adopted by Bruce Wayne. They should have just had it where it's like, oh, okay, I saw you were well taken care of or whatever. And,
Yeah.
I guess we needed some excuse why these characters didn't show up until now.
I guess, but
yeah. But yeah, like I said, most of this is like a flashback, which is kind of neat too, because they did like a different artist for the flashback.
Yeah, and the art was good.
Yeah, Rick Leonardi, he did some of the issues when Devin was writing the book. So yeah, he drew some of those early, I think, some of the early Devin ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we had a classic Nightwing artist on the flashbacks.
I mean, yeah, it looked good. Like, it's like the issue was good. I mean, it was a good story. It looked good. I really enjoyed the beginning, of course, when everybody was coming to save him. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it was well written, and yeah, John looks really good, and and that kind of stuff. It just, I don't know. I just don't like the idea. I feel like it feels overdone and unnecessary, and like it doesn't add anything. So it's like, even though it's good, like I don't like the premise. So
yeah, well, I mean, I think watched them poll like a few years ago. I think it might have actually been Mark Waid. Yeah, wrote like a Spider-Man graphic novel where Peter Parker discovered a long lost sister, and like she's around right now, but I think they're kind of about to reveal that she's not like actually his sister. So I just wonder if it's going to be something where it's like, oh no, she thought she was your sister, but she's not your sister. But no, I did, again, the art was great. Even the, Rick Leonardi is always good. Yeah. Like I said, he's done Nightwing before. He's done different, like he did Spider-Man 2099. But no, I like that John wasn't like an exact double for Dick, but you could tell like in his face, like he was Dick's father and stuff. They looked very similar. But yes. You stole the randomness, Tom Taylor, of that murder.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like you said, it just feels unnecessarily complicated having these.
So you're usually the soft touch. So are you still giving this an A or?
No. I don't know. See it's well done.
She said C.
It's well done, but I don't like it.
I know.
Like I don't.
I'm willing. Yeah, it wasn't my the approach wasn't my personal favorite, but I'm willing to give him a chance.
I guess it'd be like
Tom Taylor, don't Rick Grayson us, okay?
I don't know. Yeah, it's like B- or something because it was a good story. The characters looked good and stuff. It's just I don't like the idea of it being like, oh, I have this secret sister, half sister, taking the randomness out of it. Like I don't like the premise. So
and I love these comics where it's like, yeah, so he didn't cheat on Mary because he slept with this woman 5 minutes before they got together.
Right, exactly.
So weird.
I also feel like I don't know. I mean, this is a trope that pops up. I mean, it goes back to the Romans. I mean, in the Romans, they'd be like, oh, snap, you're secretly brother and sister. I mean, like, this is like really old.
But like in
kind of
Nose Tales, it would just be a full-on affair, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. It's just, I don't know if you've ever seen the modern movie, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. There are these people who like want to get together. It's like there's often what happens is there's a love triangle in Roman comedies, and there's like one woman and two men, and you're like, oh, you feel well. Hello, it's exactly what happened in Star Wars. Leia, Luke, and Han. Oh no, we want Leia. Like, how are we gonna resolve this love triangle in a satisfactory way? Oh, it turns out she's your sister, so now you'll be in a relationship, but you can't get together, so she's free to get with Han. It's like that. I mean, yeah, George Lucas didn't invent that stuff. That's been around for such a long time. I mean, that would happen in ancient Roman comedies. Turns out two of the people are brother and sister, so I guess she'll get married to the third guy. Problem solved. So obviously, Dick was not trying to like get with Melinda, but it just feels like, oh no, don't worry, I'm your sister. What?
And then, I mean, she might be gone from continuity. I'm not sure, but remember Sophia Zuko?
Sonia Branch. Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah, when she said there's someone I want you to meet, I actually was like, snap, is Sonia going to be up there?
So did she have a different mother? Or so I was like, was Sonia now related to Dick Grayson too? Because
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think she must. Yeah, because I think her parents got divorced, and she and the mom went back to the mom's maiden name or something, maybe
something like that. Yeah, so it might be a different. So yeah, they might not be related at all. But
or maybe, yeah, it might be 22 quite more than one.
The two
but
girls.
Yeah, whatever. It's like just unnecessary complications.
And again, I don't know if Sonia's even like still in continuity because I don't think after New 52 we've seen Sonia. So.
No, she wasn't New 52.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen her since Rebirth. Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
I mean, whatever. Like, at least it's well written, so I don't. It's kind of like once I didn't like the amnesia stuff with Rick Grayson, but once they added in the Court of Owls was doing this on purpose and it had a point, I was like, okay. I'm not loving this, but it makes sense and it's well done. So it's kind of like this for me. This is well done and it's interesting, but I don't love it. And I would be more content if they hadn't done it because I just feel like it's unnecessary. And
that's what I said. That's what I said. I'm willing to wait and see what he's up to.
But I also feel like it kind of puts Melinda Zuko in a perilous position. In the sense of she's related to Dick, she's related to a superhero, and she knows his secret identity, so she might not be long for this world.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be the other way to clear that up. Yeah, she might die. Yeah. Because at the end of the issue, yes, Blockbuster's at the door. Oh, no.
And I feel like that happens a lot with people's extraneous relatives. Like, they just drift off, and often, it's like, oh, they're dead.
Unless they see, they went too much into the origin. They in the flashbacks we see with John Grayson. I was gonna say they could have did like with that grandfather. Remember we covered in Gotham Knights. It's like, oh no, your father and my son had the same name, but they weren't the same person.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, I think I agree with you. Well, I'll give it a B. All right, so should we get to the Flash?
All right, let's do it. The Flash.
That's the insult.
So,
That insult the injury. Your favorite Nightwing costume in these issues.
Yes. Actually, the art in this, some of it's okay, and some of it I'm like, this is so 90s. And not every comic had it, but I don't know. Some of this stuff, there was like a distinctive 90s style where everyone was like really big and bulky.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, is this all Mike Wieringo? I think he was a big artist. God rest his soul.
He's dead?
Yes.
Oh. Well, now I feel bad.
So yes, Flash well, like I said, 81 through 83, so 81 in a print small. Yes, late September 93 for 81. All right, so this one kind of picks up because this is part 2, because in part 1, Wally's like, is he moving into a new house or something? But yeah, like him, Linda, and Pied Piper are ready to watch like is that a baseball game? Yeah. And like they on TV, they see that Wally's ex-girlfriend, Frankie Kane, aka Magenta, has shown up, and now she's on the warpath because when she uses her magnetic powers, it like makes her go all loopy in the head. And then she's mad that like Wally's like moved on and found someone else. But it's like, okay, that was issue 80. In Flash number 1, Wally and Frankie were together. And literally the beginning of issue 3, it's like the second or third page, she's left him a note. Oh, I can't take this. I'm leaving. Goodbye. And then you never hear from Frankie again until issue 80.
Yeah, but remember, time moves sometimes really slowly.
I know.
10 years is one semester at Hudson University.
Yes, but he went through stuff in some of those issues. So, I mean,
freaking worst semester ever.
So, yeah. So,
all right.
And then,
yeah. So, all right, cool. So, to get with the Nightwing aspect. So, the first thing, which I'm quite certain you asked Mark Waid about, right, is when Dick and Corey show up while he's narrating how Starfire and Nightwing were recently with the Titans. Until recently, she was with the New Titans, as was her husband, Dick Grayson, Nightwing, one of my oldest friends. And I think they mention it another time, like they got married and they reference the issue.
Yeah, Titans 100, yeah.
So, what did Mark Waid say?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
You forgot to ask him, or you forgot what he said?
I forgot to ask him.
What?
it has to be a thing that they did not tell him, because I know Mark Waid. He's very detail oriented. He would not just like be like, oh,
That's funny. Yeah, no, I figured they didn't tell him. I just wanted to get his reaction of him being like, yeah, and then I felt like an idiot.
Yes, I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, Phil.
Because after that wedding, like she kind of has issues, and then did they get an official breakup?
Yeah, there's there's a few more afterwards. I have it upstairs, like 1, 11, 12, 13, I don't know, something like that.
A long time since I read those, but then eventually, he just leaves entirely, and he goes to the Showcase 93 where we saw him with Tim, and then he goes to Gotham for the end of Nightfall. Yep. Which we covered an issue of that.
We did. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just kind of curious
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
it's interesting that he defaulted to they would get married. Because honestly, I think I would have been less surprised if he had not had them married
yeah.
and it turns out they had gotten married.
I would assume that it was maybe someone had made the decision that maybe they were going to get married, or it was just generally assumed. And then maybe they were like, oh, no, we're taking him back to the Bat Books. Maybe. I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like must be the reason
Yeah.
to me why it happened. Because 93, this is in the middle of Nightfall, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that's what I'm thinking. That I think they were, they wanted him back in there, and they were setting up Prodigal and stuff. So that's what I'm thinking happened.
Yeah, a part of me is also wondering if. So we know that in at least much of the 80s, the early 80s, at least certainly up until the time when Dick becomes Nightwing, like New Teen Titans was the best seller. So it was outselling Batman. But my guess is maybe because of the popularity of the Batman movie, that probably by the early 90s, New Titans was not a bestseller, and Batman's probably selling more.
Well, again, it's like, well, yeah, there was Batman movies in 89 and 92. So that probably helped the popularity. Plus, two, Nightfall. I mean, they wanted like another big event like Death of Superman. So that was probably boosting sales too. So it's like, all of a sudden Batman was probably, number 1 or number 2 seller. So they're like, oh yeah, we want Nightwing. We're going to get him because, look at our numbers.
Yep. That would make sense, because really it's like, since he left New Titans, I mean, he's been much, I mean, the 80s he was really more of a Titan, but really since the 90s he's been much more a Bat family person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's because he left or because like they were playing it, because like, after he left, remember, they went in a weird direction where like Roy took over, and then like they had.
Well, I mean, honestly, like I very much, I mean, it's not like I could write anywhere near the number of comics as Marv and do as good a job or anything, but the beginning of the Titans is very good. But you start getting into the late 80s and the early 90s, and it's definitely not as good. Like, some of the stories are just, you start getting into that wildebeest stuff, and they bring in Mirage, and basically,
and I think
he gets raped, and then everyone makes fun of him for it. So, like, some of the late Titans stuff is not really that good. In my opinion. So
they were trying
I, of course, understand if it was not selling as well as Batman.
Yeah, I think they were trying to spin out that Team Titans book, and then like, I don't know if they were trying to push other people's books, because that team Roy puts together, it's like Supergirl, Kal Rayner, Impulse. I mean, there's like a bunch of people from all over the DC universe. Almost like a mini Justice League. So you have a Speedster, so you have your Flash, you have Supergirl, you have a Green Lantern. So
my guess, probably a couple, but it seems it would make the most sense that they're starting to bring Dick back into being Nightwing, back into being a Batman character, and you can't really have him married.
They always fought over him just because I think they said like they originally they wanted him full time on the Titans book. That's why he became Nightwing, and then they're like, well, we still want Robin in the Batman books. That's why they created Jason Todd.
Right.
Who in the beginning had pretty much the same origin as Dick Grayson.
Yeah. Although that didn't last that long. Yeah. So
not after Crisis, no. All right. So they show up in town after, while he's fighting this high-tech gang who he's been fighting for a while, the Combine, who I think at least the guys in charge are aliens, but I don't think they reveal that here. But like, I forget if they reveal that in like Dark Stars or something. But yeah, so these guys are like alien, like at least run by aliens.
Yep.
Like all this high-tech stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, it's just interesting to me because Mark has so much stuff from Titans, correct? Because he's saying like Dick's, they ousted him, like he's not the leader.
Yeah.
Anymore, because Roy's already kind of taking over around. So it's like, yeah, I guess I just kind of wondered. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty clear to me that no one told him they weren't getting married. So it's like, did they really plan on them getting married and it was a last minute thing that they decided not to? Or like, what was up with that?
Maybe that was the original plan. Maybe he was going to leave no matter what, but the original plan was him and Starfire were going to get married and ride off into the sunset, at least for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, other people react to her because it would have been funny at the end of the story if, Dick would have said something about Corey and Wally would have been like, Dick, she hasn't been here the whole time. Who have you been talking to? Like he's hallucinating.
Also, my other question is, though, why does Wally have blonde hair in these issues?
He's supposed to be a redhead, but yeah, I don't know what's...
That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, Wally's a famous redhead.
There's some weird coloring here. Yes, I don't know if...
Yeah, at first I was like, is something just wrong with... And then I'm like, no. Corey very distinctively has red hair, and he very distinctively has a red suit. It's not just something off with the coloring. His hair is the wrong color.
I know. I don't know what happened here. Because I'm reading this on the app, but I mean, too, it's... I have the paper of this, and yeah, it was the same way.
Yeah, because I originally read it on the app, and then got these.
So, but yeah, Dick and Corey show up and help Wally with this battle, and then they go to see Frankie because they knew her from back in the day. Because the whole thing was on like national TV when Wally had to fake him out and fake her out and say, "I still love you," even though his current girlfriend was watching.
Yeah. Like, look at this page when they're at the diner. So that looks super blonde, and then it starts to look like a little red there.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing here.
His hair is all over.
I don't know if it's supposed to be lighting or something, but yeah. And then those bus boys are just like standing around staring at Corey.
Oh, that.
But yeah, he's talking about the Columbine. While he's talking about the Columbine and Corey, why don't you just storm their headquarters? Wally calls his friend the Pied Piper, who had been an enemy of Barry Allen's, but then he reformed and he was a friend of Wally's and helped him with like his gadgets and stuff. So they find the skyscraper where the headquarters is at, and Wally's hoping to give Dick an ego boost here.
That's sweet. Wally's a good friend.
I was reading an article not too long ago. They're like Mark Waid kind of retconned that friendship because before this, it was like he's like they were in the Titans together. They were kind of friendly, but they weren't like best friends. But this and then that Flash plus Nightwing, he played it like they're best friends and stuff.
I mean, it makes sense. Somebody's got to be his best friend.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Wally's a better fit for him than. I mean, the other choices would be Gar or Roy.
Well, I was going to say, I think Wally's known him longer than Gar, and at this point, Roy kind of kicked him out of the Titans. So yeah, it's not going to be Roy.
Right. Well, and if you go back to, I mean, even in the 70s, and in the 60s, they started the original Teen Titans. Roy was kind of, it wasn't always clear that Roy was, originally on there. So yeah, I think it makes sense. I think that I guess it feels like Mark Waid wasn't totally retconning it in the sense that he didn't pick it up out of nothing. Yeah. He was just like feels like he read old comics and was like, well, clearly Dick and Wally should be best friends based on all this history that I read. So I'll make it explicit and very clear to everyone.
Yeah, he didn't pull it out of thin air, but it's like he kind of pushed it to the next level. And it's like, oh yeah, they spent more time than you saw, probably off panel, but yeah, you saw they spent more time than you actually knew.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, Dick's going all die hard, crawling through like ventilation shafts and stuff. Wally just like storms in.
God, those bad sonic cannons.
And then Wally's current girlfriend Linda runs into his ex-girlfriend. Uh-oh. But yeah, the Columbine tries to take down Wally, and he calls in Dick and Corey, who come crashing through the ceiling in the window.
Yeah. Surprise! I brought company.
So yeah, it's just battling these like guys in suits and stuff, and Dick gets thrown out the window. So Wally goes after him, and Dick's like, "You didn't leave Corey up alone up there, did you?" And then the issue ends with the skyscraper, the top, that floor blowing up.
No.
It's like, Dick,
Dun dun dun.
you ain't supposed to be here.
This is a snazzy cover.
Yes. Although I like the first one, like 81 and 82. I thought they were pretty good. I mean, I thought they were both good Nightwing covers. I was gonna say 80.
Yeah, they're both good. Yeah.
83 is good, but there's no Nightwing on it.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh.
For sure. So then they're hoping to find Nightwing, or Nightwing's like, no, I gotta run in and find Corey. But turns out nobody's there. So they're gonna have to find her somewhere else. And then, yes, we get this amazing panel.
Oh, yeah, when Dick's riding on his back down the sky.
Because Corey's gone, so she can't fly Dick around, and Dick doesn't have his toys, so apparently Wally can still run pretty fast even when carrying somebody else.
I mean, when you can run a couple 100 miles an hour, I mean, momentum's gonna.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Although,
but I don't. So I like that panel, but I don't like how they look.
What?
Like, it's funny, but I don't like the art. They both look. I don't know. They have weird looks on their faces. They almost look. I don't know. I don't like it.
So I would say they look a little too muscular.
Yeah, it's too 90s. I mean, Dick's face almost kind of looks like a chimpanzee.
Well, that hair doesn't help.
Right. So it's not my preferred style. And yeah, they're like too big. Like too bulky.
And then the Combine has Corey in this high-tech hair dryer.
Sucking out her power.
But yeah, see, here's a clue that they're aliens. Oh, she's Tamaranian. She can take it.
Right, yeah.
Or just like, believe us, we know all about you and your homeworld. And look, the leader's talking to Chulo. Where have we heard that name before?
Showcase. And then we get more panels of Wally carrying Dick around, which is funny.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yes, they go to one of the local mob bosses. Yeah, yes, I remember this guy. He's shown up before.
And see, that guy has red hair. He stole Wally's hair.
I know. He looks a little almost like Wally. Yeah. Handsome Jack. That's right. So they're questioning him, and he's like, no, I don't know where they're at. It's like they dug a deep hole and pulled it in after them. So that gives Wally an idea. About the underground fortress under the river that the turtle was using. Hold on, let me see. Oh yeah, you were talking about how time moves differently, because Wally's talking about he brought the turtle in last year. I think that was issue 34 or so. Yeah, so that was like almost 50 issues ago. So yeah,
time is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. So I guess every issue for the last 50 has been a day in a year.
Practically.
So yeah, Dick's getting ready to pick the lock when Wally just like kicks the door down.
Much for subtlety. And then he,
You still carry a bat flashlight?
yeah. And I like how Wally does the code, and he's like, only on the 693rd try.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least it's lucky. You would think it's like it'd be like a, like the passcode on a phone or something. If you try after so many combinations and it doesn't go through, wouldn't it like lock up?
Yeah, for real.
Unsuccessful attempts.
Yeah, apparently they didn't have that in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, they see Corey in that machine. So yeah, they go into attack mode. Wally just like rips the machine off of Corey.
but I love their it cracks me up. Flash pulls her out. Corey, are you hurt? What have they done to you? And Nightwing jumping over. Never mind, I'm here. Everything's gonna be okay.
I just like leapfrogging over that guy. Yeah.
I know. It's so cute. Oh, when they're hugging, and and they get it right. Corey's taller. Yay.
Yep. And then they're kicking butt.
That's right.
But Corey said, yeah, she can't focus because that machine drains so much of her energy. And Dick's like, we need your help. We're badly outnumbered. And Dick says, Flash, can you buy some time? And Wally's like, better, I can find the leader. So then before Wally can get to it, the leader transports a bomb somewhere in Keystone. And and Wally's like, tell me. And the guy's like, I can't. He's like, it's programmed to just randomly drop it somewhere. I don't even know where it went.
It could be anywhere. You have 15 minutes.
I doubt even you can comb the city in 15 minutes. People say you're the fastest man alive. Prove it.
So rude.
That's the end of that issue.
It's a good thing he has helpers, though.
Oh, yeah. A metal bomb. I wonder who we're going to go get help from.
That's right.
So.
Oh, he kind of has red hair in this one.
Yeah. I wonder if
when he goes home and he's talking to the.
Wonder if someone got yelled at for the coloring.
I don't know. His hair might go back.
So yeah, at the beginning of this issue, you basically recap, and then Dick says, "Yeah, go take care of the bomb." He's like, "Me and Corey will take care of these guys."
Yep. Like we gotta find the leader.
I like how we get the little countdown at the bottom of every page after that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, Wally takes off. He's like, I might be able to search the whole city. So he goes home. Well, yeah, I think they might have flip-flopped the coloring because Frankie's got blonde hair again. Yeah, she's supposed to be the blonde. Wally's supposed to be the redhead. I think they kind of swapped it before.
Well, they were both having blonde hair for a while, so.
We're on the cover. I think she has red hair. It's like.
And then the thing that sets off the other stuff. That how do you say it? Cholo, whatever.
Cholo, yeah, CH.
That guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're fighting the guys. Dick's like, tells Corey to blast the ceiling because they're under the river, so they're gonna flood the whole base.
Yeah, and it shorts out their tech, but then
Cholo makes a run for it, gets up to the surface, then they hear gunshots.
Yeah, but he's like, who's that guy? And she's like, oh, he's talking about the New York mob. I'll get him. But Dick says, forget it. We got to get the rest of these people topside before they drown, which makes sense since a lot of them are unconscious. And he says these small potatoes he'll keep, except, yes, then they hear gunshots. He's like, what?
Yeah, as Wally and Frankie are racing around the city looking for that bomb. But yeah, when Dick gets up there, yeah, Cholo stole some car from some people, shot the one. Because the one guy's like, "You, my brother. He killed my brother, man."
I saw him run, but I didn't get him in time. And the guy's like, you might have saved my brother's life.
Yeah, if you had made a different choice, what kind of hero are you? It's like he was still saving people, wondering,
Right. I mean, that's the thing is you understand why he wants to go and get Dick. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. That guy seems like he's gonna get out. You got to save these people who are drowning. Yet it's not. I mean, it's not your fault who killed the kid, the dude that pulled the trigger. But
and again, it's like convenient plot points, convenient. It's like a way to get him in the showcase, which we already covered. It's because Dick Grayson could have like picked something up and just, like hit him in the back of the head and knocked him out or something, something. But
right, yeah. But it's like, oh, we know that guy's going to New York, and if we knock him out, then he's another person we'll have to save from the water. When right now he's running on his own.
Yeah. Plus, we want to get Dick and Tim in New York at the same time too. So.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense. Like, these heroes would feel like, oh, it's obviously the fault of the person who shot the kid. But, the heroes, that's part of what makes you a hero. You also would feel guilty. But I hate this panel. He looks so weird and ridiculous.
The sad face at the end of the page.
Yeah, it just is like so smushed up. I don't know. It's, ugh.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very aesthetically displeasing.
I always liked this artist, but I think over the years he did improve. Like he really refined his craft here. This is what.
Well, and it's not so much that I feel like it's a good representation of a lot of the styles they had in the 90s, but I just don't like that style.
But it's like, yeah, this is 93, and like, what was it, like the late 2000s? Like he worked with Mark Waid on Fantastic Four, and like, yeah, his pencils got like a lot tighter and a lot, yeah, like you could see his evolution.
That's cool.
So yeah, so Chulo got away. And then Wally has Frankie throw the bomb up in the air so it explodes over the city. And then I don't know how long this is later. Yeah, they say goodbye. And then she flies off just as Dick and Corey are coming out of the house. So yeah,
and Wally's back to his blonde hair.
I know. I don't know if it's supposed to be the lighting just because they're out in like the bright sun or something. I don't know.
He's had more blonde than not in this. I think it's just a mistake that got it.
Know. I mean, are they afraid that they're going to get close to the Corey's colors? I don't know.
I don't know. But
yeah, Dick's like swears vengeance on Chulo. He's going to catch him, and a fat toad killed a kid. I love how between this and Showcase, they finally they figured out that Dick and Corey weren't together. So it's like here they leave together, but then Showcase Dick just shows up by himself.
Yeah. Yep.
Just continuity, but I mean.
Still did, and I mean, it is a very bad thing. He's like, I've got to start Well, he's like, oh, you think you could have known that guy was gonna go shoot? He's like, I've got to start exercising better judgment. Well, he's like, like you can tell Wally's kind of like, I think you're putting a little too much pressure on yourself, but he's like, whatever, I'm not gonna go there because you're a bat, so I know that's how you roll.
Yeah,
like, you'll nail him.
And again, Wally probably thinks it's gonna be no problem because it's like, yeah, it's just one, like you said, he's just one fat little toad, Dick's gonna have no trouble catching him. He's not like a superpowered guy or anything.
You'll nail him because you're the best I've ever seen. What a good friend, Wally.
It's true though.
Oh,
exactly. You're the best I've ever
touch.
Oh, at this point, I think, yeah, Wally's in the Justice League. Yeah, Wally's working with Batman, and still, Dick is the best he's ever seen.
That's because Dick is his friend, and Batman's not his friend.
But no, I'm just getting that Dick is better than Batman.
Right. Also, then the next page after Dick and Corey leave, Linda's like, there's the most intense guy I ever met. Is there such a thing as over-responsible?
Didn't you see it? It's tattooed on his forehead. I was waiting for him to say, you think he's intense? You should see the guy who raised him.
Maybe Wally doesn't want to go there yet.
Maybe. Because, yeah, Wally and Linda are still dating here, but they do eventually get married, so.
Now, whatever happened to her? Has she appeared back since New 52?
Well, once New 52 hit, I mean, remember, they brought in a different Wally, but then in Rebirth, they brought back this Wally. So there were two Wally West running around, both related to Iris, both named after the same long-lost relative. Yeah, they've just Wally's back. Like the new issue of Flash came out today. Like he's back. Like Barry's off, like doing something else. So Wally's like kind of the Flash again, and like him and Linda are married and living together again. And they even they had kids. They brought back their kids.
Oh wow. Okay, so yeah, he's kind of like picking up where he left off. Well, all right then.
Yep. Yeah, they're setting that back. So
wild.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I did ask Mark Waid about. I was like, yeah, and then he's like brought in the kids. He's like, yeah, he's like they wanted to kind of do like the Incredibles almost. Because I'm trying to remember if the son still has powers, but I know Wally's daughter has super speed too.
Yeah, Jay and Iris, right? Are those their kids?
It's like Jay and Iris or Irie. Yeah.
Nice.
So many speedsters.
And then it ends with Wally and Linda having a romantic moment.
I mean, I guess they did it for artistic effect, but like they closed the bedroom door. I'm like, aren't they home by themselves?
This is a book for children.
I know. I'm not saying that's anything, but
this was still approved by the Comics Code, so yes, they needed to close the door. But yes, I think they are home alone.
Home alone. So what?
Hey, maybe they don't want the dog or the cat or something looking at them.
I know. All right, so you don't read Flash a lot of the time. What did you think?
I thought it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Mark Waid usually rates a good again, it's the same guy who wrote Flash plus Nightwing, so I figured you'd like
Diggity dank.
Diggity dank, that's right.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
All right.
And I was glad that it wasn't overly dramatic with with the other girl, Frankie.
Yeah.
Showing up. Linda, he kissed her on TV, so Linda was a little like, what the heck? But once he was like, yeah, that's kind of, explain it to her, and she left, and he was like, I love you anyway, that it wasn't, she was like, all right, we can deal with this, we'll move on, that it didn't become the end of the world kind of thing.
It's kind of like I just did
it. Sometimes in comics, they really milk this drama.
I know. They kind of just did it to like, drama, and he's like, I just did it to like stop her from rampaging,
Right. No, I was saying I was glad that they only milked the drama for a couple issues and not like forever and ever and ever.
True. All right. So
yeah.
All right, should we give these kids their homework?
Yeah, what's happening next, Phil?
All right. Pulling up the schedule here. Oh, yes, because this was episode 102. That's right. We're in the 100s now. Episode 103. Oh, nice little change of pace. Nightwing 21 from Rebirth, guest starring Wally West.
Oh, awesome.
So, yes, another Flash tale.
Another flashback.
Yes. Oh, and then we get to a big one in 2 weeks. The Obsidian Age, those JLA issues, 68 through 75.
Oh, all right. That's when he substitutes in, right?
Yeah, that's right. All the original Justice League goes missing. So yeah, Batman has a contingency to put a new lead together led by Nightwing. That's right.
Awesome.
All right. So yes, send your thoughts on those, kids. Gonna be a good time. Email us capesandlunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And hey, you can still send in your thoughts on the current issue. What do you think about this whole sister deal? He has
a sister. He has Cass.
That's true. Do you like it, or is it a bunch of diggity dank?
Diggity dank. No, diggity dank is a good thing.
Oh, that's true.
If it's
All right.
bad, it's jiggity jank.
Oh, nice. All right. So yeah, send your thoughts on that, and then please remember you can follow Nightwing News on Facebook, Twitter. Join our Facebook fan page, Facebook fan group, the Bloodhaven Bulletin. You can find the video for this on our YouTube channel. Find links to the Patreon. More and more stuff coming there. Links to merchandise, everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please remember, support all things Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. Check out the Southgate Media Group Patreon. A lot of free and paid content there. Also, check out the Southgate Media Group YouTube channel. And you can also support us by picking up Pod Life, the book, now digital and paperback. And support your teachers and buy Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Everything you need to know about Dick Grayson.
Maybe not everything.
Well, lots of insights from creators and fans. Just the good one. It's a bunch of good diggity dank.
Diggity dank.
And when you buy any of those books on Amazon, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that teleporting alien himself, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. What did you say?
Mark my words.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us for Nightwing and Flash. Join us next week for Nightwing and Flash.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
One of the top romances.
Well, we'll see.
Wally and Dick.
Well, we'll see how the Rebirth era compares to this era. So,
is this the Rebirth one going to be the one where they are at the bar and they say their names are Wally and Dick and they're like, "Are you from the 50s?" Yes.
Yeah. Names. That's right.
Yes.
At least the Obsidian Age, man. You're getting everybody. Batman, Superman, Green Arrow. All right.
Wonder Woman.
That's right. But that's it for this time. Until next time, please join us. Same wing time.
Same Wing Channel.
The Nightwing News.